Imagine this. The final whistle blows. Spain are world champions. Argentina's players and staff are in the middle of a full-on brawl on the pitch. Cameras catch every shove, every grab, every hand around the throat. FIFA opens a formal case. A prosecutor gets appointed. The evidence is public. The football world is watching. And at almost the exact same time, the president of FIFA sits down and writes a warm personal letter to Argentina's football chief. He calls their performance magnificent. He praises their professionalism. He talks about a bright future and signs off with personal friendship. That letter was never meant to leave the room. It leaked. Argentine media published it. The Daily Mail confirmed it. And suddenly the gap between what FIFA said in public and what it said in private was right there on the page. Gianni Infantino wrote to Claudio Tapia a few days after the final. He congratulated the Albiceleste on the silver medal. He said their run had helped make the tournament exceptional. He passed on praise to the players, to Lionel Scaloni, to the staff, and to the fans. Buried in the middle of all that warmth was the word that now feels almost impossible: professionalism. Hold that word. Because while Infantino was putting it on paper, his own disciplinary system was gearing up to investigate the opposite of professionalism. When Spain started celebrating, Nahuel Molina appeared to strike Rodri. Leandro Paredes grabbed Eric Garcia by the throat. Paredes and Thiago Almada forced another Spanish player to the ground. Assistant coach Roberto Ayala was filmed with his hands at Dani Olmo's neck. FIFA itself said it was looking into offensive behavior and breaches of fair play. So the same organization that called the scene serious enough for a prosecutor also called the team professional in a private note written at the same time. That is the contradiction that lit the fuse. Fans had already spent the whole tournament watching soft calls, vanishing red cards, and decisions that seemed to tilt one way. They said FIFA was protecting Argentina. FIFA denied it. Then this letter appeared. It did not invent the suspicion. It put a signature and a date on it. There is history here too. After the 2022 final, Argentina were charged over celebrations that included a lewd trophy gesture and mocking Kylian Mbappé. The punishment? A fine of around $25,000 and nothing against any individual. Pocket change. Charge them. Barely touch them. That is the pattern people see. And the football world outside FIFA was not confused about the 2026 final. Gary Neville called it a disgrace on live television. Alan Shearer said there was no place for it. Joe Hart said Argentina could have no complaints. Zlatan Ibrahimovic looked at Paredes and used the exact same word Infantino had chosen: unprofessional. Dani Olmo rejected Ayala's apology as a lie and spoke about the example set for kids. Players, pundits, former stars all used the language of shame and accountability. FIFA used the language of magnificence. While the letter was still echoing, Infantino went on the attack. In a long 15-slide statement, he accused journalists and fans of spreading hate and false rumors. He told them to reflect, meditate, or pray. And he claimed the World Cup had produced 0 incidents, 0 hostility, 0 violence. 0. In a tournament where 4 people died in celebrations in Mexico City. Where a young South African player died after returning home. Where domestic abuse reports in England rose. Where the final itself ended in a brawl FIFA is still investigating. Where Iranian staff were denied entry, a Somali referee was turned away at the border, fans from multiple countries faced travel bans, and a Paraguayan senator aimed racist abuse at Mbappé. On the refereeing controversies that fueled so much anger, Infantino was just as dismissive. Questionable calls happen in the big leagues, he said. He found it curious that the countries that used those same practices were the ones complaining. That was as close as he came to the case where a red card ban was lifted after a call from the US president, a decision UEFA had called unprecedented and unjustifiable. This is a president who has not faced a single press question since before the tournament began. In June, he told everyone to chill and relax. By the end of the competition, that shrug had hardened into open contempt for anyone asking hard questions. Pressure is now coming from Washington as well. Congressman Jamie Raskin has demanded FIFA hand over records of contacts with Donald Trump's administration and visitor logs from FIFA offices, including the one inside Trump Tower. He pointed to a newly invented peace prize given to Trump and questioned whether political closeness affected decisions. The White House hit back, calling Raskin a lightweight and crediting Trump with a historic tournament. That fight is far from over. But for FIFA the timing is brutal: a leaked letter, a fan revolt, and a congressional demand all landing in the same week. Let's be fair. The 2026 World Cup was in many ways a genuine success. Nearly 39 million Americans watched the final, a record. Rival fans shared moments. Cities came alive. Some of the football was unforgettable. Staging a tournament across 3 countries in a tense political climate is an enormous logistical feat, and FIFA deserves credit for delivering it. There is also a reasonable defense of the letter itself. FIFA almost certainly sends courtesy notes to every finalist. Congratulating a team that reached the final and thrilling millions is not automatically sinister. Praising a nation's run and investigating a few individuals for a brawl can, in theory, sit side by side. Argentina did reach the final. Scaloni's side is one of the strong teams of this era. Pretending otherwise would be dishonest. But the charitable reading still fails on judgment. Even if the letter was routine, you do not send warm praise about professionalism while your own prosecutor is opening a violence case, without even nodding at the elephant in the room. And you do not follow it by declaring a tournament with deaths and a final whistle brawl completely incident-free, then telling your critics to go pray. Leadership is reading the moment. The moment called for clear signals that the brawl mattered, that every team is treated the same, and that criticism can be met like an adult institution. Instead, the president praised professionalism to the team under investigation, claimed 0 incidents, and lashed out at anyone who noticed otherwise. The letter and the rant together revealed the mindset. Argentina were involved in a brawl the rest of football condemned. The one organization that found something nice to say about it was the one that is supposed to stay neutral. So much for professionalism. What do you think? Clumsy diplomacy with terrible timing, or the clearest confirmation yet of the favoritism so many suspected? Make your case. And when that prosecutor's report finally lands, we will break down exactly what FIFA decides to do,